Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for tonight's NBA slate on Friday, December the 1st. We've got a little bit of a smaller slate for Friday, just 6 games tonight, so not a ton of action, but still got 2 early props, guys, that I do like for this Friday night slate. Taking a first look at the board on Thursday night. You guys know I typically always record these videos the night before. Sometimes I'll wait till the day of if there's not many props up, but there's enough props up right now, as you can see, and I was able to find 2 early props that I did like for this Friday night slate, guys. So we're going to talk through each one of these 2 plays. Before we do get started, though, as always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, if they do help you out, make sure you hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you guys are new to the channel and if you don't have an account over on Prizepicks, you can sign up for Prizepicks linked down below in the description. Or just when you sign up, make sure to use promo code NOAH. You will get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code. Also, do want to give a shout out to Sleeper because we do have a partnership with Sleeper. And if you guys don't have an account over on Sleeper, you can sign up for Sleeper as well using promo code NOAH and get your first deposit matched up to $100 over there. Now, if you don't know what Sleeper is, they are an app very similar to Prizepicks. They're very similar to a lot of these other DFS apps, DFS pick'em apps that you do see around the industry. With Sleeper, they do offer payouts up to 100x. So if you are one of those people that really likes to chase those high payouts, you can do that over on Sleeper. You can make up to an 8-pick entry on Sleeper. You can win up to 100x your money. Sleeper does offer a multiplier payout system, so pretty much the payouts you get on a certain prop, that they'll change based on whether you take the over or the under. But that does allow for Sleeper to offer props that sites like Prizepicks can't offer. Prizepicks is a fixed payout system. The payouts don't really change whether you take the over or the under. Well, that's not the case on Sleeper. The payouts will change depending on what you take on the prop either side. But that does allow Sleeper to offer props that a lot of these other sites can't offer. So like on Sleeper, you can take double props, you can take triple props. Obviously those are not available on Prizepicks, so you can take those props on Sleeper, get some really high payouts for those. And again, on Sleeper you can win up to 100x your money. So if you guys want to check them out, sign up, make a deposit, and use that promo code NOAH before you make your first deposit, and you will get your first deposit matched up to $100. But let's go ahead and talk through this Prizepicks slate for Friday night. 2 early props, guys, that I'm liking for this slate. Did have a really good night on Thursday, man. Thursday night was great for us. We gave out 2 NBA picks for NBA on Thursday on YouTube. Hit both those plays. We also did give out 2 picks for the Thursday night football game. Hit both those plays. And then we gave out 6 picks over on Patreon. One of our picks was a DMP, but the other 5 picks that we gave out on Patreon all hit as well. So it was a huge night for us, man. 4-0 on the plays we gave out on YouTube. 5-0 on the plays we gave out on Patreon. Let's try and keep it rolling into this Friday night slate. And as always, if you guys do want more Prizepicks plays from me, I do provide those over on Patreon. You can check that out, linked down below in the description if you are interested. But talking through the first play that I like for tonight, people are probably not going to like this play because this is similar to the Jalen Brunson play that we took on Thursday night. People just have a bad rap when it comes to Paolo Banchero. I think it was because of I want to say it was last year or maybe 2 years ago when Prizepicks did a taco on Paolo Banchero, and I want to say he scored like 4 points one night when he was a taco. So people just have this like bad rap on him, but I like his over points today. More than 20.5 points for Paolo. Right now on DK Sportsbook, the juice is heavily favoring the over on this prop, minus 135. And I know Paolo was really bad in his last game in this exact same matchup against the Wizards. He scored just 6 points. I think it's fair to assume we can expect a bounce back game from Paolo here. And this is one of the best possible matchups you can get. The Wizards this season have been one of the worst defensive teams in the league. They have the 3rd worst defensive rating this year. Only Charlotte and Indiana have been worse defensively in terms of defensive rating than the Wizards. And then when you look at pace, the Wizards are playing at the 2nd fastest pace in the league. So the Wizards are playing really fast. They don't play any defense. I know Paolo was bad in this matchup when these 2 teams played just a couple of days ago. I would expect a much better game from him today. And if you look prior to last game, he was on a pretty consistent scoring streak. He was scoring 20-plus points a night, 25 against Toronto, 23 against Denver, 23 against Boston, 23 against Charlotte. He is typically a player that can score like 20, 25 points most nights, and especially when he gets a good matchup, then you could see him put up like close to 30 points. But if you look at Paolo's game log this season, if you look at the games where he's played like at least 34, 35 minutes, it is worth noting that last game was a blowout. Obviously, Paulo wasn't going to hit anyway. Unless he just went on like a massive scoring tear in the fourth quarter, he wasn't going to go over his points prop anyway. But if you look at the games this season where he's played at least like 34, 35 minutes, he's been able to get 21 points in most of those games. So this season in the games he's played at least 35 minutes, 23 points, 14, 19, but then 30, 23, 22, 26. This is a game that does have a little bit of blowout risk. Obviously, the Wizards are a terrible team. They get blown out a lot. Orlando is favored by 11, and I think 11.5 right now, playing at home. So there is some blowout risk in this game. If you want to take the first half points for Paolo Banchero, like if you're worried about the blowout and you want to look at the first half, you could do that. But we talked about this Thursday night with Jalen Brunson. People were worried about blowout for the Knicks game. Playing at home against the Pistons, they were favored by like 13 points. And that game wound up being competitive. I want to say the Pistons like almost won that game. I'm going to actually pull up the score. I can't remember what the final score of that game was, but let me see. So the Knicks won, but they only won by 6. So it was a competitive game Thursday. And that just goes to show you, like, we can try our best to predict when like blowouts are going to happen, but you just never really know with the NBA. The games that are like 13, 14 point spreads that you think are going to be blowouts typically are the ones that stay competitive, and the games that have like a 2-point spread that you expect to be competitive, those are the games that will wind up blowing out. You just never really know. But if you do want to take the first half points for Paolo, if you're worried about the blowout, you could do that. But if you look at his like recent last 5 games, he's only gone over this points prop, or this first half points prop, once in his last 5 games, whereas his full game points prop, he's gone over in 4 out of his last 5. So it seems like sometimes when he gets off to a cold start in the first half, he can typically crank it on in the second half like he has lately. So I still prefer full game for Banchero over first half. It's up to you if you want to take the first half if you're worried about the blowout. But I like the full game here. There's value on this. It's favored right now, minus 135 on DK Sportsbook. I know Paolo is someone that people don't like betting on. They have like this bad taste when they click an over on Paolo, but I've said this so many times, when you're doing player props, when you're doing sports betting, when you're doing DFS, whatever it may be, you can't bet with your feelings, you can't bet with your emotions. You just have to play the projections, play where the value is, and there's value here with DK Sportsbook heavily favoring the over on this prop right now at minus 135. So that's the first pick I do like for tonight, is Paolo Banchero, more than 20.5 points. And then the next pick I like, it's one that I don't ever like betting. Like, I never like to bet guard rebound props, but there's some value on this prop right now. DK Sportsbook does have this favored minus 130 to go over, and I do like this play, more than 2.5 rebounds for Dennis Schroeder. Now, the reasons that I don't like betting on point guard and just guard in general rebounds, just because a lot of times these guys are not like crashing the glass. Like, Dennis Schroeder is not a guy that typically is going to crash the glass and fight for rebounds, but he will be around the rim, and if the ball just kind of falls his way, he can get those rebounds. And if you look like over his last 5 games, he's had some decent rebounding games. 6 against Indiana, 5 against Brooklyn, 6 against Phoenix. He's actually averaging 7 rebound chances per game this season, which is not bad for a point guard, especially for a guy like Dennis Schroeder, who's not really he's not a big guy. I mean, he's a smaller guard, but it seems like he's around the rim a decent amount, averaging 7 rebound chances per game. He's averaging 3.5 rebounds per game this season. Look, it's 3 rebounds. That's not hard for a guy to get. I mean, he could literally get this like in the first half, and I wouldn't be surprised. But I like this play quite a bit for Schroeder. The rebound chances have been solid for him. If he continues to have like 7, 8 rebound chances per game, I think he's got a pretty good chance at grabbing 3. The Knicks have historically been a very tough rebounding team for centers to get rebounds because centers, just with Mitchell Robinson, with how good Mitchell Robinson is at like protecting the paint and boxing out and stuff, it's going to be hard for centers to grab rebounds against the Knicks. I think the Knicks actually do allow the fewest rebounds to centers, and they've actually allowed more rebounds to guards. I think they're allowing like the 9th or 10th most rebounds to point guards. So I feel like this is a better rebounding spot for the guards than it is for like the centers. Like, I think this could be a little bit of a tougher spot for Jakob Poeltl to grab rebounds. So I do like this as well, over 2.5 rebounds for Dennis Schroeder. That'll be our second play for tonight. So these are 2 early plays, guys, that I like for Friday night's NBA slate. Paolo Banchero, more than 20.5 points. Dennis Schroeder, more than 2.5 rebounds. If you guys are going to be tailing me on these 2 plays, hopefully we can hit both these plays and make some money tonight. As always, though, appreciate you guys watching the video. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And again, if you guys don't have an account over on Prizepicks, you can sign up for Prizepicks. Linked down below in the description, or just when you sign up, make sure to use that promo code NOAH. You will get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code. But We had a great night Thursday night, guys. Let's try and keep this going into Friday night slate. Hopefully, we can hit both these plays, make some money tonight. As always, appreciate you guys watching the video, supporting the content, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.